Coach, your team has taken care of business, at least in the first 2 weeks here at home in Weatherby Gym. Now it's time to go on the road. You've got a grueling 3-match road trip this weekend, 3 matches in 4 days. And as you've said before, you can win and lose championships at home. Championships definitely are won on the road. This is your first road trip this year. Talk about the games against SIUE, EIU, and TSU.
Well, we definitely have our hands full this weekend. All 3 teams are real strong. When we look at the first 2, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, and Eastern Illinois, both of those guys run very balanced offenses. As we go through our scout, there's not necessarily one particular person that we can key on, and so that makes it very hard to defend because you've got to make sure that you're balanced, that you're disciplined, that you're ready and communicating well, and so those things are going to be key for us. We've been a little bit inconsistent with the aggressiveness of our serving. Over the last couple matches, it's kind of been a little bit better, but that's going to be key for us. And then as we travel down to Nashville to take on Tennessee State for the second time, they've got one of the most dynamic players in the conference, in Shakita Williams, and she lit us up when they were here, and that's going to be something that's big. But they also have some other talented players that can step up and get it done. And anytime you've got to go on the road, especially in this conference, it's going to be tough.
Talk about the challenges of a road trip like this. You've got obviously 3 matches in 4 days, and for any sport that's going to be tough, especially in volleyball when it's such a physical sport like it is. Just talk about the challenges of a road trip like this, and obviously these cities are not half-hour apart either. So.
No, we've got our we do. We've got our work cut out for us, and playing that many matches. And one of the keys is to stay focused. You've got to stay on task. You can't let other things be distracted. Once we get on the court, it's about business. And I think one of the things that can help a team get through this type of long weekend is team chemistry. Is how well does the team get along? How well are we bonded? And that's been a strength of this team, and not just this team, but this program. So I think that will help us through is just the camaraderie and the type of tight relationship that these players have. I think they're looking forward to spending this much time on the road together.
Let's focus a little bit on some individual players. Talk a little bit about some individuals that you've seen that have performed well so far this year, and of course that has allowed the team itself to perform well.
Well, I don't know that we have enough time that I could actually go through everybody, because really I could go through our entire roster, from top to bottom, and I'm very, very pleased with the way that everybody has been performing, and we've had different people step up at different times, and we've seen tremendous performances from Ellie Robertson and Aaron Bohannon and Alex Filling, who has stepped up and really given us some key points as a freshman. Caitlin Clark has done a fantastic job of settling into that role, and she's improving each day, and she's been fortunate enough to get some recognition in the conference. Defensively, we were really counting on that being a strong point of us, just with what we were returning there with Liz Schuler and Leslie Schellhaus, and then having Lindsay Roth step into a more active role, a more consistent role. And then our front row has been continuing to get better as well. With the addition of Laura McDermott, Emma Keogh has really stepped it up in the last couple weeks, and that's really good to see. But then also what our players that may have not been playing quite as much in matches are really doing a tremendous job in practice. Colby Cameron is doing a fantastic job running offense in practice, and Michaela Reese has really stepped up and is doing some nice things. So as I said, we don't really have enough time, but I could go through the entire list of players, and it's been fun to have in the gym.
Well, that's important, though, when you talk about players who don't get the playing time. But in your system and in this team, you bring in players, and whether they play or not as much as they'd like to in that first season, they're preparing themselves for later on down the road when they are going to be the starters.
Well, that as well as you know, if you have somebody that on Monday through Thursday has just really done a fantastic job in practice and is pushing their teammates, they're actually scoring points for us come Friday, Saturday, even if they may not be on that floor. As I said, with what like Colby Cameron has been doing and running a great offense in practice, and Michaela Reese, the type of block and offense that she's been putting together in practice, and as we need those guys at different times during the weekend and matches, I have all the confidence that those players are going to step up and really be able to provide some things for us.
Coach, good luck this weekend on the road trip. Hopefully we'll be talking with you next week with still the perfect OVC record.
Well, thanks. That would be something that would be fun to do.